first time Gucci ever tweeted me, I was in the studio. Somebody sent it to me, and I called his phone like 6 times in a row. He answered probably like on the 6th one. On like the 6th.
How does Gucci answer the phone? What does he say?
Wow.
Who did? God, is you?
I don't even remember, but he answered the phone like the 6th time, I think 5th or 6th time, and we went,
So I don't know what's going on with the Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty thing. I like Pooh Shiesty. I like his music. You feel me? I like a lot of Memphis niggas. They act like me when they get on that type of time. So I don't know, man. Gucci Mane ain't out here starting problems with nobody creating. So if a person take upon themselves to go over here and violate this man and publicly get on social media and try to whatever, I'ma pray for you. I'ma pray for all of you, because at the end of the day, how we gonna grow still stuck in this poor nigga mindset? Gucci, man, if you watching it live, hopefully people tag you up under this right here, Gucci. If you watching this, let me tell you something, man. You continue to be a better man. Whatever the case is, you continue to ignore whatever they talking about. You continue to take care of your beautiful wife and your kids, and you live your life, my guy. You feel what I'm saying? Forget a reputation. Forget whatever anybody gotta say. Because the moment you feel that, you know the feds is waiting. You know the devil is waiting. You can't beat them like that. You beat people with success. You gonna be more successful.
Pooh Shiesty and Chopper Gang ran down on Gucci Mane, relieved him of some of his possessions, and basically forced him to sign a contract releasing Pooh Shiesty from 1017. I had people hit me up saying some of Gotti's people are the one who did this. When you listen to the FDO song, he's shouting out Yo Gotti. If you're signed to Gucci Mane, you are not showing Yo Gotti love.
That means it was a sneak attack. Let's just say maybe Gucci made arrangements to come to Dallas. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Pooh's in Dallas, I'm gonna book some studio time.
Yeah.
We gonna get it in. Hey, Pooh them at the door, let them in. They come in, right? It had to be some shit like that. Gucci wouldn't have been anticipating the problem. It wouldn't have been that easy.
I feel like the signing artist part of Gucci's life is over.
But bro, what's really gonna be over is Pooh Shiesty's career.
Yeah.
He's gonna put his on the shelf. Y'all going on the shelf, boy.
They said Gucci punched one of them and they shit, you feel me? So, ain't no telling. I don't believe Gucci just sit there and just let a nigga do something to him. You know what I'm saying? Over the scar, I understand everything, but they say Gucci supposed to punch one of them and shit. And his ring fell off and his watch broke, and he picked it up. So I don't think it was like a robbery, like, nigga, give me that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was a scuffle, it was going down, and then he lost his pieces.
Did you see that he responded to the whole GD situation? A while ago, Dirk did a song with Pooh Shiesty called Should've Ducked. And this song, from what I heard, has led to Pooh Shiesty having some problems in prison. So, what did you think when you first heard the song? And how did you feel about Pooh Shiesty being on that song?
Actually, Gucci Mane was just robbed recently, and they say it was in LA. I know that, I don't know if you got to see the whole Gucci Mane Pooh Shiesty beef that's been going on. He was just robbed for his wedding ring and his watch. And they say Pooh Shiesty might allegedly have something to do with it, but they're not sure. But apparently him and Pooh Shiesty had a meeting in LA, and the meeting was over Pooh Shiesty trying to get off the 1017 label. And the whole turmoil between him and Pooh Shiesty happened because apparently Pooh Shiesty didn't like the way he handled the death of Big Scar. Big Scar was one of Gucci Mane's artists that was signed to 1017. He passed away over an overdose. He's from Memphis. He's actually Pooh Shiesty's little cousin. So him and Pooh Shiesty came up together. When Big Scar died, Gucci was supposed to pay for the funeral, which they said that he didn't. Then his wife posted receipts that he did pay for the funeral, but he also then asked for the chains back. I believe he had 4 chains that he gave to Big Scar. He asked for Big Scar's chains, and that turned into a whole online beef, a whole online orchestra. And Shiesty, I guess, just wasn't really feeling the way he went about it. And in the midst of all that, Shiesty's trying to get out the deal. Of course, Gucci Mane's like, hell no. And apparently it was like one of those Vanilla Ice Suge Knight situations where Pooh Shiesty pretty much walked in there and was like, yo, look, you gonna sign this shit. We gonna make sure you sign this shit. And apparently Shiesty was with some people and they made him sign it over. And then after they left, they say within minutes, a group of alleged some gangbangers rolled in there and relieved Gucci Mane of some jewelry. Now, I don't know how true that is, but it's been a rumor that's going up left and right. Nobody's been there to really say that it didn't happen, but they're also saying that Shiesty's trying to sign a Yo Gotti. There's a $10 million deal that's already been sitting.
I'll say this right now, and I don't care who disagrees. You will never see Gucci Mane and Pooh Shiesty standing next to each other again. Not in a picture, not on a song, not at an event. That chapter is closed forever. Because what happened between them wasn't just a disagreement or even a business fallout. This was a level of betrayal that cuts deeper than music, deeper than money, and deeper than the internet even realizes. And when Gucci finally responded, he didn't yell, threaten, or crash out. He did something far worse. He erased Pooh Shiesty like he never existed. The streets had been buzzing for weeks, rumors flying, stories getting whispered behind closed doors. And when the truth finally started surfacing, it shook the hip-hop world. Deleted posts, money taken back, ties severed instantly. And all of it traced back to a moment that flipped a mentor-student relationship into one of the coldest betrayals in recent rap history. But to understand why Gucci's response hit so hard, you have to understand who Gucci Mane really is. Gucci isn't just another rapper, he's a blueprint, one of the architects of trap music, a man who helped shape the sound that dominates hip-hop today. For over 2 decades, Gucci has been discovering talent, building careers, and turning unknown artists into stars. 1017 isn't just a label, it's a proving ground. And Gucci doesn't hand out loyalty freely. If Gucci invests in you, it means he sees something real, something rare. And that's why what happened next hurt the way it did. Before the fame, before the charts, Pooh Shiesty was just Lontrell Williams from Memphis, a city known for producing raw, unapologetic rappers who don't sugarcoat anything. Pooh wasn't polished, he wasn't industry trained. And that was the point. His name was already ringing bells in Memphis, and not always for good reasons. But that street reputation became part of his appeal. His music didn't sound manufactured, it sounded lived in. Real stories, real energy, no filter, and in an industry flooded with personas, that authenticity stood out. By the time Gucci heard about Pooh Shiesty, he wasn't unknown, he had buzz, he had momentum. What he didn't have was industry infrastructure. He needed someone who knew how the game worked, someone who could open doors without changing who he was. That's when Gucci stepped in. The story goes that Gucci first heard about Pooh through mutual street connections, people who understood both music and the code. When Gucci finally listened, he didn't hesitate. He heard the hunger, he heard the realism, and most importantly, he heard someone he could trust. The signing happened fast. No drawn-out negotiations, no games. Gucci reached out directly. The message was simple: potential recognized. For Pooh, signing to 1017 felt like winning the lottery. Overnight, he went from a Memphis rapper with buzz to an artist backed by one of hip-hop's most respected names. Gucci didn't just sign him, he embraced him, put him in rooms he'd never been in, gave him access to top producers, put real money behind him. It looked like the perfect mentor-student relationship. And then, everything stopped. Pooh Shiesty caught a serious case and ended up locked down right as his career was starting to move. For most artists, that's where the story ends. Labels go quiet. Support fades. The industry moves on. But Gucci didn't move on. While Pooh was away, Gucci kept his name alive, mentioned him in interviews, posted about him, let the world know that when he came home, the door would still be open. That kind of loyalty is rare in this industry, especially when there's no guarantee of a return. Time passed, the game evolved, new artists popped up, trends changed, but Gucci kept that spot warm. So when Pooh finally came home, expectations were high, fans were ready, the industry was watching, and Gucci welcomed him back publicly, showing love and signaling that it was time to pick up where they left off. But something had changed. Instead of reconnecting fully with Gucci and 1017, Pooh started gravitating back toward Memphis, specifically toward Yo Gotti and CMG. And that's where things got complicated. But because Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti don't just have history, they have unresolved tension rooted in respect, territory, and something far more personal. Years ago, while Gucci was locked up, Yo Gotti had a relationship with Keishia Kawair, the woman who would later become Gucci's wife. In street culture, that's not just messy, that's crossing a line that doesn't get erased. So when Pooh Shiesty began publicly aligning himself with Gotti, it wasn't seen as neutral. It looked like a choice. Every post, every appearance, every sign of loyalty towards CMG felt like a direct slap to Gucci's face. Yes, Pooh was from Memphis. Yes, hometown ties run deep. But loyalty in hip-hop isn't just about geography, It's about who stood by you when everything could have disappeared. And then the whispers started. At first, they moved quietly. Into private conversations, side comments, industry DMs that never get screenshotted, the kind of talk that usually fades away before it ever becomes real. But this time, the rumors didn't disappear. They multiplied. According to multiple street sources, what happened next stunned even people who thought they'd seen everything in hip-hop. The word was that Pooh Shiesty had allegedly robbed Gucci Mane during a studio session in Dallas. Not a misunderstanding, not a heated argument that got twisted over time. A direct violation, jewelry and money taken in a room that was supposed to be safe. A watch, a wedding ring, taken by someone Gucci trusted. And that detail alone is what made this situation hit differently. Gucci isn't new to the streets. He's survived decades in an industry built on ego, jealousy, and betrayal. If anyone understands how to move carefully, it's him. So for something like this to happen, allegedly involving his own artist, made the story feel unreal. This wasn't random chaos or bad energy spiraling out of control. According to the people closest to the situation, it looked planned, calculated. And when betrayal is planned, it doesn't just hurt your pockets, it shakes your ability to trust anyone moving around you. For Gucci, this wasn't about the value of the jewelry, it was about the message behind it. Someone he fed, someone he protected, someone he kept alive in the industry while they were locked away, had crossed a line that doesn't get uncrossed. And yet, Gucci didn't crash out. He didn't jump on social media, he didn't throw subliminal, he didn't go live or let emotions spill into the public. Instead, he did what he's always done best. He calculated. The first move was subtle but loud to anyone paying attention. The welcome home post disappeared. No explanation, no announcement, no drama. One moment it was there, showing love and support. The next moment, it was gone. In today's industry, removing public backing is often more powerful than calling someone out. That alone told insiders everything they needed to know. Then came the real power move. Sources say Gucci immediately moved to recoup whatever he had given Pooh Shiesty when he came home. Advances, jewelry, resources. Anything that could be pulled back legally was taken back. No arguments, no delays, just business handled quietly and completely. No diss track was necessary. By cutting off the money, the platform, and the public association, Gucci didn't just end a relationship. And he erased access. He removed credibility. He stripped away the safety net that most artists never get in the first place, and the message traveled fast. The industry watched closely. Memphis was split, with some defending hometown loyalty and others questioning the way things were handled. Atlanta stood firm behind one of its legends. Artists everywhere took mental notes, understanding exactly what this situation represented. Because Gucci didn't just respond for himself, he responded for every mentor who ever invested time, money, and belief into someone, only to get burned in return. And in hip-hop, that lesson never goes unnoticed. In the end, both sides lost something. Pooh lost a powerful ally and long-term credibility. Gucci lost an artist he genuinely believed in, but those losses weren't equal. One can be replaced with time and experience, the other has a way of following you, quietly closing doors you don't even realize were options. Because in hip-hop, talent gets you noticed, but loyalty determines how long you last. This situation proved one thing beyond any doubt: you don't bite the hand that feeds you, because sometimes that hand doesn't swing back. It doesn't threaten, it doesn't explain itself. It simply takes everything away. And what makes this story even colder is how clean it ended. No public meltdown, no viral back and forth, just silence and consequences. The kind that don't trend, but linger. The kind that remind everyone watching that this industry has a long memory, especially when respect gets violated. Years from now, people might debate the details. They'll argue about sides, loyalty, and hometown pride. But one part of this story will never change. Gucci Mane handled this the way only someone who survived for decades could. He didn't react, he responded. And in doing that, he reminded the entire game how power really moves. Because in hip-hop, your reputation is currency. And once it's spent the wrong way, there's no refund. If you want more real stories like this, the ones that go deeper than headlines and expose what really happens behind the scenes, make sure you're subscribed. These lessons don't come with warning labels, and the next story might be even crazier than this one. Stay locked in.